if if the approach apt, even a severe case can become a milder and can become a very efficient person in the society. If the parenting goes off bit, then even a milder case can become a severe in later on stages, because autism is a developmental disorder. If you say autism is a hyped word. It's a hyped word. Autism is a neurological developmental disorder in which three elements are affected. One is a social interaction dysfunction, second is a social communication dysfunction, and third thing is a repetitive behaviors because of n number of reasons. When we say a therapy has two major elements. One is a dysfunction, second is a development.
So what all therapies did you take?
It was just occupational therapy. Later on, we were switched to speech therapy. He is recently going to speech therapy. We started talking a little bit of words. I have come across many parents during my therapy sessions, during course of treatment. There were different parents. They were quite impatient, always running from therapy to therapy, different therapists. So I got a positive impact from one therapist only. So I stick to it. Like I followed the home programs quite efficiently with him. I still do those. His focus changed a lot during that treatment.
So thank you so much both of you for coming in at the Dolly Show. So we have two very inspiring people with us today. So here we have with us our professional Dr. Sumit Shinde with us. And we have our parent who is Ankita ma'am. So two very inspiring journeys that we are going to discuss today. This is what makes the Dolly Show unique. So welcome both of you. And first and foremost, I would love to pop in a question for Sir, who is an occupational therapist and who has done wonders in the field. So, Sir, my first question to you would be, first and foremost, we would love to know about your achievements and your vision.
I started my field. I started working in rehabilitation field after my graduation. I completed my studies in 2005, and after that I was just I was doing very good in adult rehabilitation. After that, something happened, and then I came into pediatric rehabilitation, which I never used to like in my college days, and later on worked. Many circumstances, many experiences I got, and then I kept evolving. And today also, I don't call myself as I'm a very good occupational therapist, but I'm trying to be the best. I'm trying to extract better out of me from definitely evidence-based practices or certifications and various experiences what I get from parents, and because no two kids are same, so every child is teaching you. So that's about my very little bit about journey. What is occupational therapy? Occupational therapy is the term itself says occupation.
Yes.
It evolved in after World War II, when there were multiple disabilities the world saw, West saw. And in that, what to do with the disabled people and what to do with their functional dysfunctions and all. So occupational therapy evolved in US in late 50s, and then it came in the word coined occupation, like whatever your function, if it gets affected, how you can go back to your function, how you can go back to your basic occupation. Suppose if the person loses his hand, person loses his leg, person loses his he loses his cognitive abilities or various abilities because of n number of reasons, or a person who's born with lack of abilities or with limited abilities. Then occupational therapy identify the function, in two different segments. One, what is ability, and second is what is lack of ability. In ability, the occupational therapy will try to enhance the ability. With the lack of ability, occupational therapist will understand, evaluate, will observe, and various scientific based approaches will try to work on them to overcome those inabilities and help the person go back to his own occupation, to his own function. For example, if a housewife who got a paralytic attack and then she's not able to function as per her regular this thing, and there is no one now there is no one to help her out. So occupational therapist will understand what are the functional aspects she is lacking in, and then will work on those. Maybe it cooking, maybe it day-to-day household works, maybe it her own ADL also, like daily living activities, so that it can make her more independent. Coming to the field of pediatric occupational therapy. So pediatric occupational therapy, when you look at a child with who's born with a multiple abilities, or and born with a lot of certain kids are do not develop those abilities, because of which they lose certain milestones to to develop on time. They do not develop some certain functional independence, or in a layman term, I'll say they lack in their occupation, which is play. Okay, and play is a basic occupation of a child. You ask me what is the basic occupation of child? Play. It's not writing, it's not reading, it's not eye contact, it's nothing. It's play. And through play, the child develops all the abilities. When a child who's not able to develop that play, and through which he's supposed to develop exploration, he's supposed to develop communication, he's supposed to develop interaction, he's supposed to develop orientation, he's supposed to develop adaptability, he's supposed to develop experiences, he's supposed to develop his cognitive skills, he's supposed to develop various social, cognitive, mental milestones, and later on education and academic skills, which are acquired skills later on. When the child is lacking in those abilities, then the occupational therapy, pediatric occupational therapy, helps in that to understand his dysfunction and work on his overall development.
Fantastic. Very simply and effectively put across. Thank you so much, Doctor. Yes, ma'am, over to you. So we would love to know about your journey as well.
I have one kid. I'm married. It's been 6 years. He is now currently 3.5
years old.
Yeah,
Yes.
3.5. He will soon be 4 years old. I noticed that he was a little bit different in developing when he was 2.5. Okay, maybe before that, but as a parent, we always think that no, it will get better with time, it will get better, and we give time to our kids. But no, I was like, we became a little impatient about it, and I thought I should get professional help. And I consulted couple of doctors, and they told us that to visit a occupational therapist or a professional who will help you giving your kid right treatment.
Correct.
So we came across a couple of doctors, and finally we decided one, and we went up with his treatment, and we got results, and now he's out of the spectrum. He's now well. He started speaking. It was he had a lot of hyperactivity issues. He was he was speech delay. Speech delay was the main concern of mine. It still is a concern, but he also took speech therapy after occupational therapy. So it is helping him a lot. And it was actually a right decision from both of us, that we decided to accept that something is wrong with our child and act upon it.
And early.
Yeah, it was
That is
quite
the
early.
key
And the point what we got from our professional also was that you came a little early. It was a good. It was a right moment when actually the child was developing and you gave her his or her help, right? Yeah.
We will definitely want to know about your journey and how you have got off the spectrum. So we'll come to that now. Before that, sir, you have achieved many things in your field. Being in this field for nothing less than a decade, more than a decade. You have, to be very frank, we all know parents are going through a lot of financial, aspect is a thing that they don't talk, but yes, they're going through those difficulties. So you have set up a model where you give these kind of therapies and this kind of a setup where it is cost effective. So I really would love to know so that the parents know how you have done this.
First of all, my own brother was suffering from developmental issues. We are three brothers, so my younger brother was suffering, and then that is one thing. And then I saw my parents are struggling with all this hassle of running here and there, and this is I'm talking about 90s, okay, when the professionals were not there, and then they used to take him to Sion Hospital or Nair Hospital and all this, which is long back. It was in my subconscious mind. That because of that, I didn't come in this field. But see, you're a part of your experience. Then I completed my graduation. I sit with my friends, and then we are discussing about career. And one friend says that I'll do masters. I will. My father said you have to achieve your career, and so I'm going abroad. So I'm not doing masters over here. I will do a masters in US. Good. Second friend says that my father said he has enough time, and he has given me at least next 10 years to work on studies and all. So I'm going to do masters in India. I said good, and then they looked at me, and then I said my father has no job, okay, and he has not given me time also, okay, so no money, no time. So now onwards I will work on myself, and I'll rather than being more ambitious, I will try to develop myself and try to be the best in this particular profession. So in 3 Idiots you saw after 10 saal ke baad milte hain. Not something like that, but maybe that. I said you do 3 years, you invest your 3 years in that. Let me invest 3 years in getting the best experience in this field, so that I will prepare myself, I will develop myself to be efficient, to be the best in India. ऐसे बोलते बोलते कोई तो बोल जाता है, and then you forget it. After 10-15 years you remember this. That is the second thing which goes in my mind. And third thing is, in India, if you are working, India is a diverse population, and if you do better in a particular profession, and then your services should not be available only for the rich class who can afford the services. There are many people are available. They can go abroad and all. But in India, there are many people who are
it's a mixed bag.
Who are not able to get the best services. So that is something which I always had in my mind, that my services will not be present only to the a particular strata. It should be available for every person who comes to me. That is one thing. Since it is a private organization, I have to operate from the organizational mind also. At the same time, when I say that CRC is more for every strata, we have a concession for 10% people who we give to the strata coming from Safai Kamgar or daily wagers and all.
Correct.
But at the same time, I also treat the politician kids. I also treat businessman kids. I also treat uh, all the types of class, and there is no discrimination between the in that distance. So that is one thing. And second very important thing is being cost effective is not about you're providing therapies in less money. Being cost effective is all about how fast you give improvements, how fast you develop the child, so that you're going to reduce the element of money, reduce the element of time and effort, and the stress factor of the parent is when the going through the disability and all those things going. So I always believe cost effective should be when the parent comes to me, when I take the consultation, I talk to my team that next 6 months I want to see this child out of it. Next 1 year I want to see this child is actually playing in the society kids. Next 3 months I want to see this child is going to the school. So the cost effective is not about money. Cost effective is all about how effectively you help the parent, who help the family, who help the child to be a efficient member of the society. Because there are organizations, there are many. I don't want to say that, but the kids are coming for years and years and years and years and years. I don't believe in that. I believe in next 3 months to 4 months, if I'm not able to create the right results in your child, then I'm the wrong person for your child. And that I always tell the parents also. And you should ask me question and let's sit. So let's sit and we should talk why we are not developing. What is the elements that if I am working on evidence-based practices, I am working on all the right steps I'm taking on working the child's dysfunction. Where we are lacking in the development, where do I have to find another element of, it can be a parenting, it can be a outside society, it can be something. So cost effective is not about giving services in less money, and definitely we are available for every person. It's all about reducing the time element to help the child go back to the society, go back to the school, go back to his peer group, or go back to at least be a part of where the parent want him to be. Yes.
Wow. I mean, this is really an eye-opening moment, because if your goal has shifted, then the results are like amazing. Fantastic. Yes, I think this is the mantra that has worked for you.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
I would love to know from you, ma'am, that how have you been able to get off the spectrum? Your team, you all.
It was like, to add on what Dr. Sumit said, that it was about results. What we were told to follow at our home, we followed, and we conveniently followed that. There was consistency in following that, which in turn helped us get the results for our kid. So it was like, no, we have to stay at this place and we have to be patient. We have to work it out, and the results will soon come. And they came. They came eventually, because we were focused on one goal, on one treatment course, on one therapist, and the home programs. Regularly visiting this therapist center was a big challenge for me, because it was like four days a week. So it was like regularly taking your kid, listening to what the therapist had to say about that session was really life altering, or you can see your child growing. You can see the development spikes in you. So it was a quite
Motivation.
Yeah.
That gives you more of motivation.
Yeah, right.
To keep going.
So we keep on going, keep on doing all the things we were told. We diligently followed every rules, how to behave with that child at home. how to take care when the therapist is not around. Because child usually behaves differently with therapist,
Correct.
and he
Totally
knows.
different at home.
They know that we have to.
They
We
know the
can
difference
behave
well.
differently here.
Yeah.
So know how to behave with him at home, how to take care of him, how to react what he was doing, even if he's showing a tantrum, he's throwing a tantrum. So I was told how to react with that. So these all things helped us and helped us to get him out of that spectrum.
Fantastic. So
Yeah.
what all therapies did you take?
It was just occupational therapy. Later on, we were switched to speech therapy. He is recently going to speech therapy, which is in turn, giving
Just
a positive
support.
impact on him. He started talking a little bit of words.
You stuck to
One course
One
of
course
treatment.
of
We were patient. We as told, I have come across many parents. During my therapy sessions, during course of treatment, there were different parents. They were quite impatient, always running from therapy to therapy, different therapists. So for me, my experience was kind of different. I got a positive impact from one therapist only, so I stick to it. And I said that, like, I followed the home programs quite efficiently with him. I still do those. That his focus changed a lot of during that treatment. Yeah,
Wow.
during occupational.
Such a proud moment for
Yeah.
you when you see such parents coming, giving in such a feedback that yes, when we followed, because the guidance was given well, and the parent followed it, and the results are here. A proud moment for you. I mean,
We create thousands of them.
yes, it's what I was going to discuss. You have created like n number of people. These parents must be blessing you so much. You have created one more easy, accessible thing for these parents, which is online therapy. Please give us more information about that, Doctor. How, in the first place, how did you think of doing this? And secondly, how do you do this? And then we discuss the other question.
Well, online therapy services is a part of CRC's, one of the dedicated branch now. Didn't start in pandemic.
Okay.
It was there. It was there since 2012.
Okay.
When I started CRC in 2008, and then in 4 years, with a lot of word of mouth, a lot of result based, our parents started talking about it, and then many parents started coming from various part of India, various part of the world. Like, so there was one parent who came from Dubai, and then few people started coming from, and they say we are going back. So how we can continue your services?
Correct.
I said, yeah. I mean, let's talk on phone. By that time, and then I started helping them on the phone first. And then what is happening? Okay, he's awake throughout night. Fine. He's awake. Is he crying? No, he's laughing. That's not a problem. Why is laughing? He's enjoying. Fine, no problem. Let's create more moments that he enjoy more, because ultimately the treatment is all about the child's joyful moments.
Correct.
Through that only the child is going to learn. Anyways, to cut it short, started with telephonic conversations, and then I moved towards various platforms, like Skype was there at that time. And then one of the parent only taught me, let's come on Skype. That was 2012, 13. And then I started. So I was doing it. So when pandemic came, and when at that time everything was shut.
Yeah.
Shutting one center is fine. But shutting 9 center is a big pain.
It's a
Big pain. So that was the time that I gave this Guru Mantra to my team. I said, let's start working on it. And it's not mantra. I mean, many parents started calling ki, sir, kya karna hai? Kaise karna hai? We want to continue. We want to be very much
consistent.
Online session में बैठता नहीं, ये नहीं करता नहीं, वो करता नहीं. Then I started. We developed a process. What we should do, how we can control the controllables. You know, and then from there the system started evolving. We developed protocols. We developed from various scientific approaches. What we can do the best in that limited resources that you are watching, you can't control it, you can't do that over there. How you can enhance the effectiveness, how you can develop the communication between you and parent, where you are transferring your ideas, thoughts, you're transferring your knowledge, you're transferring your technique, you're transferring your skills in that limited time. So that we developed, we worked a lot on that. And now OTS, online therapy services, is a very effective treatment protocol, we can say. I should not say protocol, but it's a treatment module that we are nicely working on the children coming across the world. Only there is one problem with us is the time zone factor. Sometimes parent from US says that, okay, we want therapies at 2 o'clock at night. Only that is the factor what we are not able to help. But across the world, we are getting inquiries, and then we do online consultation. We understand what are the elements we can work on, what are the dysfunction element we can work, what are the developmental elements we can work, and it's very nicely without getting the physical connect, without getting the without meeting that family. We have treated many families. We have so that was the element where we started getting more people, more word of mouth generated. When it comes to a transparent communication between you and the client and you and your team, then everything becomes a synergy.
Correct.
And that's how today OTS is really doing good. And we have helped so far in last 4 or 5 years. I remove my number, but my team has helped more than 600 kids across the world.
Wow.
Yes.
Which is amazing. Which is fascinating for me to know. How, like, without touch, without the person being present, how is it that you're able to do this? This is a question I want to know. So, see, basically, occupational therapy, the child, you hold the hand of the child, or there are certain scenarios where you need that physical touch. So, how do you tackle that? And what are the other difficulties that you're facing? Or some challenges? I can't call it difficulties, challenges.
Does Coca-Cola give its patent to world?
No. Oh, there you go.
It's all about
the techniques that you
it just came out of humor, but all the things which are there on YouTube, they're not real. They're not the evidence-based practice.
Correct.
People tell what is not, what is some junk outside.
True.
But what the element I found, and then I was actually evolving from 2012. That was parenting. Okay, and in my various lectures, I have said that if the approach is apt, even a severe case can become a milder and can become a very efficient person in the society. If the parenting goes offbeat, and then where it goes offbeat, that also I would say, I will give patent.
Please.
When parenting goes offbeat, then even a milder case can become a severe in later on stages, because autism is a developmental disorder.
Correct.
We have not come towards autism yet, but
this is all in
but
sync.
this is all people should know that they should know.
Yes.
Okay. So the important element was we saw the parent, and the parenting, and not the dysfunction. At therapy center, we work on dysfunction, and over there I am skilled. My cache is evolved with my knowledge, my skills, my habits, my communication, my soft skills, everything I've evolved as a professional to deal with the child as a professional, But A parent is not a professional. Parent is a parent. Parent is a parent. And there are only two people in the world who can give. They don't take. That is a parents, mother and father. They don't take. So we just work on the parenting techniques. There are various scientific approaches from the psychology background, from the OT frames of references, from various aspects of the professions I came across in last few years, and then we developed a protocol when how you can develop the best relation between child and a parent. If you say autism is a hyped word. It's a hyped word. Autism is a neurological developmental disorder in which three elements are affected. One is a social interaction dysfunction, second is a social communication dysfunction, and third thing is a repetitive behaviors because of n number of reasons. When we say a therapy has two major elements. I mean, in lectures, in conferences, people say there are various pillars and all. No, there are two major elements. One is a dysfunction, second is a development. When it comes to dysfunction, a therapist is going to work on a child and then work on, it can be a sensory integration therapy approach, it can be a neurodevelopmental techniques, it can be a biomechanical frame of reference. There are cognitive behavior therapies, and a number of things are there, which as a professional I should work. But when it comes to a parent, we don't want a parent to become a therapist.
Correct.
Okay? Parent is a parent. And parent job is to work on social communication and work on the social interaction. So in that aspect, we just want to work on that. And that saved, that evolved, that helped many parents. Even let me tell you, Dolly, child who's 15 years old used to hit parents. He used to take the things from their plate, not allowing them to cook. और अगर कुछ भी खाना बनाया तो उन प्लेट से सब कुछ खाना खाएगा, and then वो गिरा देगा, or literally throwing in the dustbin, and parents were starving. So when we started online therapies with those parents, and we asked to send some videos where the behaviors are coming, where the child is not showing appropriate interaction, and we saw the parents were their communication, their interaction with the child, certain elements were missing, where the child was getting disconnected, and there were expectations. So you should sit like this, sit properly, eat with like this, do this, don't do this. And that was an antecedent and when it comes to ABA therapy, antecedent behavior and the consequences, So there we did the ABA approach to understand what is the element behind the behavior. And there we got the click there. The child's behavior was evolving, popping up when the parent was not acting as a parent, but he was acting some kind of a corrective measures. So in autism, there's a nice word, Autism Connect, you have. But, Autism Connect is all about not to connect with the autism, but connecting the child behind that autism who's waiting for a human to get connected with a human. When a human gets connected with a human, everything is going to be positive. Be it child is dealing with me, or be it the child is there 1,000 miles away, and then I'm transferring that element of practice to the parent. And that's how within 2 months the child was a part of a party.
Wow.
The parent said this is the first party in my family, कि मैंने relatives को बुलाया था और उसने खाना भी बनाने में मेरी मदद की, and he was serving everyone. So can you believe? I mean, it's something like this is without touching the child. We could work on parenting, and then that's how the child is listening. Okay, with a limited communication, with a limited cognitive abilities, but the child's behavior was absolutely, gone from that the pain, the pain was the parent were facing, the rage of the child what the parents were facing. So autism is a very
Yes.
simple disorder. It's not actually that difficult, which I uh, discussed during reviews and my expert opinions with the parents. Let's keep it simple. It becomes difficult when you try to put your expectations into it and you try to make more contaminated. Okay. So I will. May I?
Yes,
Should I?
please.
So in this cup, suppose if this is 200, let us say half a liter cup.
Correct.
In this, I pour water. What will be the cost of this cup? 10 rupees.
10 rupees, yes.
If I pour coffee, what will be the
25?
25 rupees minimum, maybe.
Maybe higher.
If I put petrol, half a liter,
Oh my god.
50 rupees, 56 rupees. Okay. So what I pour in this water, the value develops. Now I'm not saying 10 rupees is high, 50 rupees is high. Now I put water, milk, and petrol together. What will happen? The
Yes,
value
the
will
milk-
become zero
Yeah, actually, the value,
because the water and petrol,
it's not
and,
usable.
it will become not usable.
Correct.
That is what autism is.
Being
Autism is becoming
portrayed
neurological.
as-
It is a developmental disorder, and that's why the child who was very mild, people try to do many things and then mess it up. I'm not saying there should not be there should not be expectation from the child. Whom you can expect from the child only. आप अपने रिलेशन से ही एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो. बट वो बच्चा जो 6 साल का है लेकिन वो बिहेव कर रहा है 1.5 से 2 साल के बच्चे की तरह on the various psychometric these things, the child is operating from that. He's you cannot try to correct him like a 6-year-old child who should sit in the classroom, who should write like another child and like other kids are doing. I will make him like that. If not having adequate baggage in his abilities, so somewhere I feel the parents who go slow, they reach faster.
Correct.
The parents who wants to go faster, they get trapped in that maze. So the thing is the thing of autism treatment, all about autism management, we can say, is all about calm down, understand. Autism diagnosis is a lack of communication, lack of social interaction dysfunction. It is not a speech disorder. It is not a speech apraxia, speech dyspraxia. It is child's thoughts are not coming onto the coming to the oral motor system, and most of the kids' oral motor system is good. And people feel that words come from here.
Correct.
Words doesn't come from here. Words come from here. Okay? And words are not words. They are experiences. People feel they are words. Apple is not a word. It is an experience.
Correct.
Coffee is not a word. It is an experience. There I understood that, okay, this is something very important, which is if I am developing a child, I am working on a dysfunction. Child stopped flapping. Child started giving eye contact. Child developed a name response. Child developed very nice interactive skills. Child developed imitation. Child is his physical motor aspects are developing. His motor skills are developing. Everything is fine. Where is going wrong? All those things are we can say when all those things are in an evolving phase, and then you put all of your expectations, then everything goes mess.
One
Because of
story
which
that we can discuss.
Yes.
Something that has stuck to your mind, probably.
I'll tell you one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the story which made me come in this field.
Yeah, would be the best.
It's a collaborative approach. That time, we expect parenting from parent, and parents should expect the right therapeutic approach from the therapist.
Correct.
The goals what we set are mutual. It should come from the parents' expectations and their pains, their wants, and and therapists understand what is the right uh, ethical way to or right way of going ahead, or a right treatment for the child from, and then we try to club it, and then that's how the goals are developed. You know, now the goals are developed. We want the parent should be there. So in CRC there is a rule that if parent don't turn up on 15 days, we give them a warning that you're not turning up. No, we are working or something. Then later on, after one or two warnings, if they don't come, then we stop the therapies. Because
It's very important.
it's not about I am working, because the coffee is made with water and ingredients. If the one ingredient is missing, it's not coffee,
Correct.
right? So development is a combination of working on dysfunction and development. So most of the time, and if sometimes there are single mothers are working, or sometimes there are some family issues, we want the parent to be on phone with a therapist, and we want to understand what are the elements of development you are working on a child. We don't want to be a caretaker of your child.
Correct.
We want to be a professional over here. No? And that is somewhere, it's a difference between a caretaker and a professional. There are many things are coming up, like 2 hours therapy, 3 hours therapy. No. Maximum receptive time of the child's ability, child's brain or any human's brain is 45 minutes. He can remain in one type of situation, right? Later on, he has to adapt.
Correct.
So 45 minutes में मैं क्या करता हूँ, what I do, and I want the parent should see. Maybe you are involved or you are not allowed to involve, because I want to be with the child with the fullest of energy, with the maximum connect. I want you to see. And if that is not happening, then somewhere we ask the questions. So we like questions from the parent. You ask me question, why this, why not this? I take expert opinions on floor. At that time, I want many more questions, and we take query handling sessions on Saturdays on various centers. I take over here. We want parent to be active element of the therapy sessions. Maybe inside the therapy session. If not, then you should be out watching. So we have open door policy. There's a glass, transparent glass. Okay, the child is watching, parent is sitting, parent is watching, child is doing. So this is somewhere. This creates faith. This creates trust between therapist and parent,
And both of them need to work in sync.
Yes,
Perfect.
that's how the thing goes.
Yes, sir. Back to your experience is what we were talking about.
Yeah. So
What brought you?
how I came into this profession, or how I understood what inspired me in this. So when I go back to my college days, I used to bunk pediatric lectures. I used to bunk pediatric workshops. I used to bunk this thing. And then one of my teachers said, कि अरे तू pediatric नहीं करेगा तो कैसे करेगा? Pediatric is very important. I said, ma'am, I will leave the things, but I will not do. I'm not very much comfortable in this. Again, there is a something back. I saw my brother was suffering, and I didn't want that. This thing. I wanted to, because somewhere I was you can say, or I say to myself that when he used to come to play and used to do something, and then I used to tell, and my friends used to make a fun of it. I've gone through this. That my बहुत सारे, everything what parents do face, we have gone through this. And as a brother, as an elder brother, I was not occupational therapist that time. I was not a professional at that time. So I had that baggages in my luggage, in my experiences. So one day what happens, I was doing very good after graduation. When the friend said, कि I will not do masters, I started doing my career very nicely in the adult field. Wonderful practice was going on, and nice clients I was getting, nice experiences I was getting. And one day my friend calls me, ki, Sumit, can you please work for 15 days? I want to go abroad and I need a locum. Locum is if you are not working, then some other therapist has to be there too, so that
Replace.
so 15 days and let me get the certificate. Once I get the certificate, you leave. I know you are not very much. I said, what? He said, pediatric. I said, no. But friendship hoti hai, so I started doing. I went. I joined that center, pediatric center, pediatric. Yeah. The first case was autism, and the parent came from various places. This happened in western side, and then autism. The child was 6.5 or 7 something. The parents were well educated. The father was a businessman, and then they were roam the world. They were telling me, and now I was documenting my case. I was just trying to understand what happened. The girl was sitting on the table, and then she was doing, and I thought that she was chewing something, or she was having something in her mouth. And then after talking with the parents for 10-15 minutes, I went to the girl and says, I will take that girl's name. Hi, Rini. Hi, how are you? Hi, Rini. Hey, hi. And she looked at me. And she came near to me and she spat on my face. It was like,
Your first experience.
this was my first experience as a professional, And then I started. I was not knowing कि क्या करूँ मैं?
How to react.
How to react in this? And then handkerchief देखने के लिए तो handkerchief भी उस दिन मैं भूल गया था. Now I'm in that situation. I go to the bathroom. I wash my face and I slap myself. If you don't like this, why did you come here? Something like. And I came out. Something again, the professional attire. And I start asking, okay, this. So they said, we are home the world but she spits on the people. She spits, she came, and every day, 10-15 times this happens. And that's why it's very difficult for her to develop social interaction, and ये वो हमारे ऊपर भी करती है and something. And we have gone to various parts of the world. The father was more. So I said, okay, let's start. Next day, the girl comes in the room. It was a closed room. I was like, I share this thing with my family, with my friends circle. So I said, something is happening. तुझे वही चाहिए. I mean, you didn't want to go. Why do you? Something like that. And the girl come inside. Now she comes, and then I was sitting on a ball, that gym ball, and I was very angry. Come here. Now you do that. अब करके दिखाओ मुझे. See, I'm a human.
Correct.
You know, I'm not a saint. I called her very angrily, and then she comes near to me, and I looked into her eyes and said, now spit on me. And I was like ready. I can share this on camera now, but that was situation. And then I was like, I was ready to react. The girl comes to me, and then I become more alert, and then she hugs me.
Oh.
Okay. And now I was not prepared for this. First of all, she hugs me and she's in her tears, and her tears are falling on my shirt. And again, I'm not prepared, so I don't know what to do. I was stunned. Almost those 15 to 20 seconds, I was stunned, not knowing what to do, not consoling also, and don't know.
Frozen. Yeah.
Frozen. And then I come to these things because I was not prepared for it.
Correct.
And then I say, it's okay. Okay? Don't do it again. And then she takes me, and she wanted to jump on a trampoline or something. She takes me, and then I started. I took this scenario to my family, my friends, and one of them said, my friend said, you see, Sumit, maybe there is a certain element. Maybe your expressions were plastic the day before. That girl must have not liked. Maybe, but your anger was very genuine. So she must have liked it. She must have understood it. That time my receptive ability was not that great, or I was just a form of this thing. But I understood that I need to connect with the girl. You know. And then after that day, there was a Sunday later on. And then on that Sunday, I was standing in front of the mirror. I said, hi, hello, hi. I was trying to get that genuinity out of me. You know? And then when I next session, and then that hi came.
That connect.
And then she came running, she hugged. Okay. Few sessions goes by, cut the story off. After almost 3 to 4 weeks, the father turns up. The father comes. And what have you done? He wanted to meet me. What have you done? You know? And I said, what happened? You know? He said, since last 3 weeks, she did not spit on anyone. She did not spit. I am searching the whole world. I met big short people. You know, since last 3.5 years, 4 years, this girl is spitting on the people. When she's 3 years old or 3.5 years old, से वो spit कर रही है. ऐसा कभी भी नहीं हुआ. एक दिन नहीं गया, किसने नहीं किया. But since last 3 weeks, this girl has not done it. And there the thing came from my mouth. You know, limited vocabulary of English. I didn't try to correct her, but I tried to connect with her.
Oh my God.
So maybe I was not best at that time in my
that was your first
professional
pediatric
approach. Yes.
experience.
I was not best in sensory integration therapy by that time. I was not best in NDT. I was not best in everything. I was just a graduate. I mean, 1 or 2 years. After 1 or 2 years, I mean, I was not professional yet. But that was the first thing. That is a thing which I understood. Sometimes what you want is very less than what the destiny wants from you. And then I was working in one more center where there was a special school. And when I go, I used to. I'm from KEM Hospital, GS Medical College, and that institute gave me a wonderful documentation. And how you can document things, and how you can, the professionalism I got wonderful from there. So I was there for 6 months, one of the special school. There the children I used to meet parents, I used to ensure that I want to meet parents. I want to give you this goal. अगर ये hyperactivity बढ़ती है तो क्यों बढ़ती है? Why the hyperactivity is increasing? Why the child is running? I used to take the kid for 2 hours sometimes. I used to learn. I myself jump for 2 hours. I myself flapped my hand, okay, for almost one hour. And then I used to realize what is exactly happening in my hand, what the child is trying to feel. There I was trying to these things. Again, you have to switch off. And then the time came to switch off. The owner of the special school was a very small special school. It happened in Vikroli Ghatkopar. And that they called me, okay, you are going, that's fine. Have a parent meet and go. So I met the parents. Every parent was, every parent I was knowing that every child is developed. And then I again, against of my expectations and the situation, the parents started cursing me. Parents started giving me these things. I said, I have given a wonderful things. Why you are? They started shouting. They started, why this is again? And one of the parents said, people like you come to us. You give us hope. You give us hope of development. You give us some small elements of happiness in our life, and you go. And we don't want you come. Something like
Don't
that.
show us that.
Don't show us that. Also.
Let us be in our
Let us be in our own space, because that was a special school and many severe cases were there. That was the element where I felt that where you are supposed to, what you want can be a very small thing, but where destiny wants you to be, maybe a destiny has thought something very big for you, and then the complete switch. Then I was actually looking, I was seeing very high class, very high rich class or from few of them from Bollywood also. The adult cases, I left it. I left it abruptly. I was doing at the peak of my profession. I was about to reach on a peak. I left it and I came to this. Then I started studying about pediatrics a lot. In that 6 to 8 months, then there is no looking back, because again I told my friends that if I'm doing something good, I'll try my best in that. And that's how CRC. Before CRC, there were 2 to 3 centers. I had to lock down. I had to stop because of a number of reasons. Then I understood. I worked on it, on my management skills and all. And then once I started CRC in 2009, there's no looking back.
Yes. Is why I said in the start, we have very inspiring stories that we are going to discuss today. Yes, this is definitely a very, very, very inspiring.
So Rini, that my first child, she didn't teach me the therapy. She taught me intention. If your intention is right, then that drives you. The parents taught me intentions. Parent taught me. There are many different experiences I had that parents taught me something what was not there inside me. No, so that's how I am here today.
Thanks that you are here today. My one big question: we are going to face a pandemic. We all know we have like the CDC results, which is 1 in 36 children who are on the spectrum. And in the near future, definitely, we can foresee a pandemic. I would love to know your views on this, Doctor.
Yes, this is 4 or 5 years back, which we discussed earlier also. After 4 to 5 years back, one of the speaker asked me, one of the anchor asked me about ये pandemic. I mean, this COVID kind of a pandemic came. Can we see this pandemic in the developmental disabilities? And that time I was a bit clueless about. I was a bit these things. But now, what we are going towards, there are n number of factors that after 3-4 generations, maybe 4-5-6 generations, the humanity will go towards a pandemic of developmental disabilities. It is not because some gene is coming up. It is not because of some the world is trying to find a gene behind the autism. The world is trying to find the various reasons behind autism. Some theory comes with our diet. Some theory comes with some kind of a gene. Some theory comes with a number of things. The autism, the way we are looking at autism, 10 years back it was 1 in 64, as per the books now also. Correct. But now the real survey says there is 1 in 36, and that is also not a real survey. That correct. You go in a society and you just sit in the society and you see the kids playing in that complex. You see at least 3 to out of 20 kids, you'll see 3 to 4 kids are not having autism. I mean, I'm very much specific. I mean, definitely, what we say, I'm supposed to be very conscious about it. Not autism, but they are having some other elements of some kind of it can be a developmental issue, it can be some kind of a behavior issue, it can be some kind of a learning issue, and they are not going as far their developmental age or developmental stage, we can say, milestones, we can say. So yes, it's not about autism, but developmental disabilities are increasing because of a number of factors. The major factor behind it, coming to the autism, people are not trying to keep it simple. People are trying to make it more complex. Who is making more complex? Things what we say is a treatment. It is not a treatment. It is like a person, rather than I will say the person who's already lost in a maze, okay, is telling another person how to come out of it.
Okay.
The person who's gone out of the maze don't want to come back.
Correct.
It's a part of society.
Correct.
So you ask me, that is one of the very bigger aspect. Second aspect is the the various things where they are coming up. Everybody is trying to help in their own way, and what you said in our discussion, that uh, how I can contribute in this.
Yeah.
I want to have my stake in this, and everybody wants to keep their stake in that treatment things. That is actually diversifying the real management. So somewhere the management is falling. The community is building. 50 years back, autism was not there. No, it was there, but parents were also not knowing whether the child was having autism. But with the lifestyle, the culture, and all those things, the child used to come out, and very few used to remain. So what I believe is parenting, the culture, what we are missing. That is something. If it is missing, then we are moving towards it. So this is something. This is one of the element. There are many others.
Can we
which
discuss a few? If you don't mind.
I said already that everybody wants to help in their as per their own way, and that itself is one phrase for all.
I get you.
As an occupational therapist, as a professional, when I work in this field, I many years back, I used to not sleep. Because I used to read a lot. Now also I read. Now also I don't read only occupational therapy books. I read from the world various things which helps me. So over there, I used to find out why the parent is suffering. There are many things clicked in my mind. One of the parent I was talking with, I was just a bit, कभी casual नहीं होता, but मैं casual हो गया मैं उसके साथ. Tell me what you like the most, और क्या आपको पसंद है. The parent very innocently said that I like to watch movies. I like to watch movies in the theater. And then that time I saw. So which is the recent movie you saw? I said, no sir, अभी वो तो 16 साल पहले हुआ था.
16 साल पहले.
हाँ. And उन्होंने कुछ तो राम लखन या कुछ तो मूवी देखी थी उस वक्त या something, and then she said after he's born we are suffering and these things. They never allowed me to go, and this is what my something. And this is not a one parent. Some parent says ki I like going out, I like going to these things, but last time I went was many years back. Okay, that clicked me. That again I could not understand how come a person who has all the rights to live in this world with his mind, body, soul, and heart is not able to live because of some kind of a issues in their child. Is somewhere the person is
being deprived.
Being deprived from.
Correct.
Based
Living
on
to
that,
the fullest.
yes. Based on that, I mean, this is one of the reasons. Let me tell you, Dolly. I mean, there are so many experiences I developed, and I got. And you said rightly, I'm receptive.
Yeah.
I may not be receptive in communication, but I'm very much receptive in the situation, in the circumstances, what is happening around, and that makes me makes me responsible to work or to help to that. So many parents who are afraid to take the child to a restaurant or these things, even after the child is improved, even after the child has all the rights to go out, and after parents are still skeptical. So what we started taking those parents in outdoor scenarios where there's a lot of rush. We started, and I asked my brother, can we do this? He said yes. Sushant is the wonderful human, and he's a
yes, I
said,
admit
yes.
so.
Yes. So he told me yes, we can do it. Just let's start. And then we started with Lal Bagh Raja Darshan, not to get worship from Bappa, but to make these people who understand that yes, we can go. We can, because see, if there is one person in the family is ill, is sick, one person is involved over there. But if one child is sick, the mother and father is involved. But if the child is disabled, then the not just family but the extended families and the extended neighborhood is also involved. So if that makes me more responsible to, if I work on this child, if I that means I'm not helping just the child, but I'm helping the extended society. I'm helping the mother who was once upon a time the branch manager, once the father who's due for his a professional upliftment or his what we say promotion. He's not taken promotion because he has to stay for the therapies over here. I'm working for them. So my cause is not just to do the therapies with the child. My cause in my mind is how I can help this family to come out of it as from it. So then I will speak on and on. Then I don't look at the time. Then I don't look at the how much I am thirsty, or how much I am hungry, or how much I am this thing. Because see, the cause makes you run.
Correct.
Cause can be money, cause can be your own satisfaction, cause can be profession. But when the cause is bigger, I think that makes you someone special. So that something is one more thing which is why CRCs keep evolving. Because if the highest person in this in the organization is ethical, is emotional, is this thing that goes that flows, and then professionals gets connected with you.
True.
Fantastic. Ma'am, what have you to say?
I'm lost.
I am awestruck.
I'm still at the line. When doctor said that, I didn't try to correct. I tried to connect.
Understand, connect.
I'm still thinking about that because that was like actually
a moment.
Yeah. It was a waking call for all parents around.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow. So one more big achievement that you have done, sir, is you have 80 therapists under you. And they are all on the same page, in the same alignment. How have you done that? So, if a child comes to one of your centers and supposedly is not able to go to that center and wants to go to another location center, but the same type of therapy is given in both the centers. How have you managed to do that, sir?
I get this question from all my colleagues in different conferences, and many professionals ask me. So, to put it forward, the organization is always driven by its values, and values is not something which you take it from others. Values you take it from your own. So somehow when it comes, I don't know, I mean how people take it from me, but when you are very much truthful to yourself, whenever you are much what we can say is transparent. Yes, transparent with yourself. You don't have to act like a boss. You don't have to act as a professional. You don't have to act like you don't have to show what you are. You are what you are.
Correct.
So if a professional comes to you working, especially it is a challenge, because running an organization and you are someone, and then in a different aspect, when people are not having the same profession, and you are having the same education, and the other person also have the same education. It's all about helping them to grow. I welcome them, and I welcome everyone who comes to me. If anybody wants knowledge from me, I am ready to give them that. Night 12 o'clock also. I tell them कि जवाब मिलेगा, शायद 4 बजे morning में मिलेगा, लेकिन मिलेगा जरूर, right? So that is something is how you help them to grow, how help them to find various questions. So see, like you asked me, we are moving towards a pandemic. Yes, we are moving towards a pandemic. Yes, we are moving towards a disaster where many kids are going to develop various developmental behavior, learning issues, which we don't know the reasons of. Many people don't know the reasons of it, and it's going to become more this thing. So my job is not to run the center. My job is to create a workforce, the to tackle it, to handle it when I am here, or I will not be there. So when I will not be there, maybe your body is not going to remain. Is it? Am I saying like a saint?
No.
No. And this happened when again there is a story. We bunch of therapists and my reception staff and then my admin staff, we were sitting for, and I always sit down most of the time. And we
Connect
have
to the.
no, not connect.
Okay.
I enjoy other tiffin food. So and then we were sitting, and one of the reception who came, she was a bit outspoken, and she said, "Sir, हमारा बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है. We are doing very good." And I said, "Yes." So, sir, you are only boss and you are only doing everything. I said, "Yes." But suppose, sir, if you die, then will this organization remain?
Oh my God, who is this upfront?
Everybody was eating like it, and then
what?
What? I mean, did she ask this?
Yeah.
And
Kaun hai wo?
So over there, I said, I try to understand her, from where this question come from, why this question come from. Is she really behind me dying, or is she really behind what will happen to the organization? She's trying to learn. And then I said, yes, thanks a lot. There was some kind of a thing was clicking me. Suppose tomorrow I meet with an accident. Tomorrow something happens to me. Will this organization should grow? Will this vision should grow? Will this experiences should go with me? Will this lot of data in terms of how much is the biggest GB and all? Should I these things? But before that only, my job is to give. So I try to give, and whether you are going to stay with me, and suppose, or not going to stay with me, whether you are going to start another center over there, my job is to give. I always believe in that, because there is a sea of water. उसमें से आप कितना निकालोगे, उसमें से आप कितना लोगे, something like that. The sea of vulnerabilities, a sea of suffering people. So why I should keep it to myself? Why I should do this thing? So from there, I mean, since before and after that, I became more conscious. To whatever I have, I would like to give. Suppose to reach over here, I took around 18 years. I want you to reach there in next 5 years. To reach there in next these things with respect to best I can work. So when I used to study, people used to work behind the doors. People used to transfer the knowledge behind the doors. People used to be miser when when I was working. I didn't want to create that value in my organization. Everything is open. Everything, you are accessible to my books. You are accessible to everything what I do, what I have. You are accessible to my consultation also. So you are day one, sit in my consultation. You want to wait back, you wait back. You want to come early, you come early. That's not a problem. Unless and until some cases are like I only have to be there, then you are not. Then you cannot, because
there are certain situations. Yes. I don't have words to describe this conversation that we've had, but believe me, the insights, the mantras that you have given are gonna be eye-opening for parents. And I am so sure if I have had so many aha moments, I think the parents will have these moments for sure. So I don't want to stop it here, but then yes, we have time constraints. Thank you so much, both of you, for being here. Sir, you don't even know what kind of service, or I can call it service, that you're doing to the society. And I would really love this impact of yours to stay forever. So thank you so much for being here. We might have another session with you for sure. So just before we end, I would really love both of you to give us one message from your end, ma'am, to our audience, and one message that you would love to give. Yes, you've given us many, but just that last one message from you and from you.
As parents, we always are taught not to compare our children with others.
Correct.
But when in development perspectives, it is okay to compare your child with some other child, which is good in academics, maybe good in school, maybe good in behavior. So their comparisons should be done. You should compare your kid to other. It will be an eye opener for you yourself, your partner, that something is missing in our child. That creates acceptance. Okay, so that's all. Yeah.
Another eye-opening moment. Because I think we just shut off our eyes and think, nahi, yahi hai duniya. Yahin pe dekhte hain. Let's not see. But yes, this is a very powerful message. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. One more last powerful message from you for this session.
It is like autism is a very simple disorder to cater. Look the human behind that autism child. Don't become emotional. Don't become too much practical. Don't run too fast. Okay? Be what you are. Identify why you become parent. I become a parent because I wanted to transfer my ideas, beliefs, my culture, my skills, my all the property to my child with money. But the money is not a property.
Correct.
It is I wanted to transfer me in my child. When that I'm not able to transfer that me in the child, then the agony starts developing. So the agony is not the child is not sitting in the class. Agony is not the child is not writing, not reading. Agony is not the child is not playing and all, not giving eye contact. Agony is I'm not able to connect with my child. If you come down to that level and
To the root.
and yes. So the root cause that why I started, I'm not able to connect, or somewhere my child is not able to connect, or there is some barrier, put it in the right word to the professional, and you will come out of it.
Fantastic. Thank you. I can't thank you all enough. Thank you so much.